everyone! Welcome back to our class session! For today's lesson, we are going to talk about one of the most famous epics in Philippine literature. And that is Biag ni Lam-ang. Before we finally start, I want you to watch this clip of Biag ni Lam-ang. So make sure you are ready and let's begin. As you watch the story of Biag ni Lam-ang, I have a question, class. First, what is Biag ni Lam-ang? Okay? Yes, the word Biag means life. So the title means the life of Lam-ang. So what is epic? Epic, it is from the Ilocos region, and epic is a long narrative poem that tells a story of a hero with extraordinary powers and adventure. This story was first passed down orally, which means people told it from generation to generation before it was written down. Later, it was recorded by, yes, Pedro Bocanig, who is known as the father of Ilocano literature. So this story is not just for entertainment. It is part of our culture and history. Now, let's talk about the story itself. Lam-ang is the son of, yes, Don Juan and Namongan. When Namongan was still pregnant, Don Juan left to fight enemies but never returned. When Lam-ang was born, something very unusual happened. He could already speak as a baby. Imagine that, class. A newborn baby talking clearly. He even chose his own name, which is Lam-ang. This shows us immediately that Lam-ang is not an ordinary person. He is destined to become a hero. When Lam-ang was only 9 months old, he decided to search for his missing father. Yes, 9 months old, class. He traveled to the mountains where his father fought. There, he discovered that his father had been killed by enemies. Because of his super strength and bravery, Lam-ang defeated them all. Okay? This part of the story shows his courage and determination. Even at a young age, he was fearless. Right? Lam-ang was fearless. Now, since you understand the story of Lam-ang, let me ask you a question. If you were Lam-ang, would you have the courage to face enemies alone? Yes? Okay, so another interesting part of the story of Lam-ang is the, yes, magical pets. A white rooster and a gray dog. These pets are not unordinary animals. They have supernatural powers and help Lam-ang in difficult situations. This is one important feature of an epic. It includes supernatural elements and magical events. These powerful heroes make the history exciting and larger than life. So later in the story, Lam-ang falls in love with a beautiful woman named, yes, Inis Kanoyan. To win her hand in marriage, Lam-ang showed his bravery and wealth. He proved that he was worthy of her love. Eventually, they got married, but the story does not end there. One day, while fishing, Lam-ang was swallowed by a giant fish called a berkakan. Now, you might think that is the end of the hero. But because of his magical rooster and dog, Lam-ang was brought back to life. Again, this shows the supernatural element of the epic. Heroes in stories often survive impossible situations. Now, let's talk about the lessons of the story. First, bravery. Lam-ang faced danger without fear. Second, loyalty to family. He searched for his father and later avenge him. Third, determination. He did not give up when facing challenges. And fourth, love and commitment. He worked hard to merit in his kanoyan. Even though the story has magical events, the values it teaches are very real and important. So to summarize the story of Lam-ang, it is a Ilocano epic about a hero with, yes, extraordinary powers. It includes supernatural elements, exciting adventure, and important life lessons. It teaches us about courage, loyalty, determination, and, yes, very good, love. That is why this epic remains an important part of Philippine literature. Okay, did you understand our lesson? Before we end, here's a question for you. Do you think Lam-ang is a good role model? Why or why not? Think about it carefully. Okay? So, this is the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening and participating in our today's lesson. If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more literature lesson. See you in our next session. Goodbye, class!